Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Sean Rose. This is part 3 of the Pipe Tomahawk Forge Cast Challenge. I think this one will turn out a lot better. I'm making a third one. I know, I'm sorry. I think this one will turn out a lot better from the things I've learned from the first two. We'll see if that's actually true or not. Okay, so lessons learned from the first two attempts. I'm going to try to leave these ridges as clean and untouched as possible. The last cut I made was too long, so I'm going to shorten that up a little bit so the cut is not going to be so long. And then the drift I'm using is going to be oval shaped, not circular. And yeah, let's do this. The first thing we have to do is forge out the new drift. As you can see here, I'm experimenting with a little slow motion. I'm not quite sure I like it yet, but it's kind of cool, so it's worth trying out. Alright, drift is done. This is the old one and the new one. I think this is going to work better. The only thing I'm worried about is if this is thick enough, if this will leave me enough room for a good handle. But we're not even going to use that right now, because when I was working this piece, this was messed up, and then I tried to fix it and I made it 10 times worse. But then I decided to go ahead and try this out, and it was more difficult than I thought it was going to be. And what I really figured out was it was really difficult to do with all of this already forged while keeping this looking good. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead with this piece and see if I can get that done nicely while this is all looking good, or straight at least, and then I can do all the forging afterwards. So, you know what I'm doing. I've got to get a hole in here. It's a pipe, right? It's one of the important parts of a pipe tomahawk is a pipe. So I've got to drill a hole in here. But you say, Nick, how are you going to drill a hole in there? It's a tall, round, bolty thingy that you can't hold on to. Well, just get a vise for your drill press. So I go to the land of opportunity we Americans call Harbor Freight. I get a drill press vise. But I can get this under here fine enough, but then it's sitting right up here. And I don't care if you live in America or not. You're not going to get a drill bit right up under there, especially not one big enough for a pipe. I have to drag that sucker all the way over here to this vise so I can put that in there and maybe get some drilling done. Okay, let me show you what I'm working with. Can y'all see? So I can move this forward and get it in line, but I cannot get it in line this way because of that. I need one of these things to be an inch up or down, because that's stopping me from getting this in line with the bolt. So I don't know what we're gonna do. All right, Mr. Alex and Mr. Sam,
I hope y'all appreciate what I'm going through right now, because this is ridiculous. Alright, so what we're gonna do, I have a giant Jenga set. Everyone told me to throw it away. No one wants to play it with you. You're never gonna be able to use it. But I said no, I'm gonna use it one day. So what I'm gonna do, that looks about right, right? This is the amount of space I need. So I'm gonna jack up this desk to give me an extra couple inches. Something just broke. I don't know what. Woo! It tips now. Okay. Not my kiln. Okay, good. That helped. Oh yeah. That works. That'll do it. As long as it doesn't fall. Look at that. So I figured out I didn't have to do any of that because this thing has bolts. Go figure. So all I have to do is unbolt this and then rotate it and we're good. So all that was for nothing. Good morning. It is I don't know what frickin' day it is. It's a Monday. It is a Monday morning of the 27th. And for those who don't know, this competition ends on the 30th. So we have to get to work, and I have to wake up. So now, the funny thing is, after spending all the time, there you go, spending all the time putting those woodchucks in at the bottom, I want a little bit more space between here and here because, well, I might not even need it because I'm using these giant bits. And actually, I think that'll be fine. That'll be perfect. Never mind. All right, forget that. So this wobbly is a bit shaky, which is not great, but I'm coming down in the same spot, so it'll work. Okay, cool.
Not sponsored. Someone tell Tap Magic to sponsor me. Okay, so I had kind of stopped filming this just because I'm doing the same thing just with bigger drill bits, but I had to set the camera up again so I could show y'all just how shaky this is, because it's a solid table, but this is right out at the edge, so the board is flexing. This isn't meant to be, if you're using a small drill, you can use a drill with this vise, but not when it's based right there on that board. And this thing is not exactly bolted in, it's just on a bit of plywood. The base isn't too wide, so all of that mixed with this giant drill bit that I'm using to get this pipe cavity drilled out, it's hilarious. I'm sure there's got to be some way to fix that, and this was probably at least 50% of it right there. But just watch this. I don't know if you can see how much that flexed, but it's a lot. For drilling, it's a lot. So I don't know how much filming I'm gonna get done, because it's just not a lot of time left. If it was something that I knew, or a project where I knew what I was doing, 3 days would be plenty. But with this, it's like, if I break something, I'm starting over, and I only have till the 30th. It's whatever it was, the 27th or 28th. So the video might drop off a bit. You might not get to see everything, but it will be worth it because I will have finished the thing. So we'll see. Here I'm resharpening and shortening up the cutting edge of this hot cut. The last time I used it, the cut was just a bit too long, and so that made the drift hole more difficult to manage. This is getting to be a bit longer of a video, so the filming does drop off towards the end just because of the time crunch I was in. But for those who do stick to the end, I do have a video of me scaring Murphy, the dog, so you can look forward to that. And now you get to watch as my belt flies off the grinder. It's not supposed to happen, but it does occasionally. That belt has gone from here, under here, all the way to the other side. And there's our reformed hot cut. A proper Protestant hot cut. Alright, that's my hole. It's not perfect, but it looks a heck of a lot better than my other ones. gonna do a little bit of threading. Now this is a bit too small for this, but it's still making contact, so we're gonna see what we get. See if this screw holds tight. If not, we're gonna have to rush to get something that'll work. But if this works, then yeah, it works. So yeah, that did not work. That barely did anything. So the forge is heating up so I can quench the thing. So this is a 1/2-inch tap. Stop. A 1/2-inch tap, which stupid me thought would go with the 1/2-inch drill bit, but it doesn't. You need a 2332 drill bit to get the right hole to tap it for the tap and die. So that is coming from Amazon as we speak. So don't drink that. It's the 28th. It should get here by tomorrow. So do not judge until I turn it in tomorrow. I have till midnight on the 30th, I guess. So yeah, don't stop it. Forgecast. But yeah, that's on the way. So right now, process of operations is going to be quench it, try to figure out the handle, which I'm sure is going to take longer than I think, but it should go pretty quickly if it goes well. So get the handle done, and then try to get that thread and die in, which I don't need to do the part I need the threads for. I don't need that part of it, but it's supposed to be fancy. All right, that's gonna be pretty fancy-ish if I do it right. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that looks pretty cool. Like, wire brush is one of my favorite finishes, and it's the easiest to do. So this is probably going to be the sketchiest part of the build for me, getting this hole drilled all the way through there for the airflow. So right now we're going to do some figuring. See if I can rig up a jig. Gonna rig up a jig. So the thing with this, it makes me nervous because, you know, what if it snags on there, but it's pretty tight. So I think it'll just keep it straight. If not, you get to watch the mess. Ah. Come look at this. Look at how brilliant I am. Oh, that's pretty. Look at those clamps. Okay. So this is lined up all the way down. Oh no. I almost just messed up. Okay, so this was the right height before I clamped it down. That was scary. I almost just botched everything. Hello. I'm freaking out. This is nervous. I'm nervous. This is nerve-wracking. Okay, come on. No! Where is my super suit? It is not gonna work. A little lubrication. This is embarrassing. Ah, there we go. I don't know what that is. What's causing it? It's not the metal. It's just because that hole looks like it's dead on center. I bet it's the WD-40. I bet that made it worse. Is it just because it's hickory? Why? Why are you doing this to me? It goes through that fine. It's not the metal, it's the wood. That's what's so frustrating to me. Or maybe it's the maybe I just need a more powerful drill. I think this goes up actually. Okay, that's a slower speed. Maybe it needs to go slower with more torque. Oh, we just got like an inch out of that. So the question now is, do I flip it or do I just get rid of the tubing and just put it straight in there? Which that's what I'm gonna do. No, it's not what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna flip it. I think my math is right. That's the easiest way. Because I've got the other side marked too. And as we all know, I do not make mistakes. Does that look straight? Yeah, it does. Straight as an arrow. Okay. Round 2. That's perfect as usual. We still haven't made it through, which might mean we missed. Because that should be through. That should be through. So I think we missed. Which is outrageous. Alright. Well, we're not that far off, so. Or we shouldn't be that far off. I really hope this works. It's gonna work. Even if this didn't work, we'll make it work. Oh, it did work. Holy cow. Okay, it's not like a full hole. It looks like just that little tip right there made it through. So, ha! Ha! I'm not a failure. Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Look at that. Oh yeah, that's dead straight. I have sawdust in my lungs. Alright, let me see if I can get y'all to see that. Uh-huh. Oh boy, it is dusty in here. Got it all over me. I think I haven't got it in my throat. Alright. It is the 29th. Here's where we're starting. I'm really happy with this. I don't expect to win the fanciest Pipe Tomahawk, but I'm really happy with how this turned out. Not done yet, we're still going. Next thing we're gonna do is this right here. Because remember, we did not have that drill bit, and now we have it. Look at that. Yeah, that's a real drill bit, all right. So something else I figured out was I need to move this table back around because I can rest it right under here. There's just a little bit of gap that I can fill in with this, and that's gonna stop this table from pushing down. Which is perfect because it means the Jenga blocks were right all along, and I thought I made a mistake, but I didn't. Story of my life. All right, we're back here again. Trying to thread it. We're going to thread it properly this time. Maybe. We still don't know. Tap Magic. This video is not sponsored by Tap Magic. Okay, forget what I said about properly. It's just, it's going to be threaded. Properly or not properly, whatever. Alright, just one more problem to deal with until the next one. This is what I want. Ba-boom. Screwed in. But there's too much space. So if I could do it, I could just round off the corners and still get a decent hold on it. But I really want it to be nice and flush. So I want to see how thick I can get the main body of this railroad spike, and this is gonna be upsetting. This is the best I have. Okay, so that's what we're going with. Oh no, it's not tight enough. Dang. Okay. That'll fix it, right? Put that in there. Oh, you guys have to move. Camera stands in the way. This is going to be a really slow process. So I might have just done something stupid. I ground the edges of this so my wrench thing can actually grab onto it, which is probably not a good thing. But this is no time for cowardice. This is a time for action.
Okay, so we're doing a little course correct here. Because that looks stupid. Like, it kind of looks cool, but then it doesn't, and it just looks stupid. So I might still put it down here. Find a way to sink that in and make it look good. The reason I really want to use the railroad spike is because this is also from the railroad track. It's called a frog bolt. And so it'd just be kind of cool to follow that theme. And I want something cool down here. So I realized that was a stupid idea because the spike would be backwards when you went to try to use it. So it's not gonna work. We're gonna use this. Cut off a little piece of antler, which I've seen a bunch of guys do already. It's probably because it's the best. It's a good way to do it, and it's easy and it looks cool. So kind of disappointed in that, but it's still gonna be great. Good morning. It is the 30th of the month, which means it is the final day to turn into Pipe Tomahawks for the Forge Cast Challenge. Here is what I'm starting with today. And for my first Tomahawk, I am pretty happy with it, considering I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it at all. But by the end of the day, this needs to be functional and maybe just a little more beautiful. Let's go. Because it was the last day, I didn't do much filming after this point just to save time. I shaped and epoxied the antler mouthpiece the previous day and let it cure overnight. Today I started by grinding new grooves into the handle, and these two central grooves are in preparation for a leather wrap. I attached the handle to the axe head, but when I put the spacer in, the shaft split so fast I thought it was angry at me. This darker section is just a truckload of epoxy mixed with sawdust, but despite that, it ended up looking pretty good once it was sanded and oiled. This entire handle was sanded to 800 grit and coated with pure tung oil. The leather wrap was more of a hassle than I expected because the material I had was a bit too thick for a comfortable handle. I actually spent quite a bit of time carefully thinning that leather. With that done, it was time for testing. The two requirements were the chop test and the smoke test. This thing had to be able to take a beating and still function as a pipe. I was actually pretty impressed with how this performed in the chop test. The frog bolt I made this head from is medium carbon steel at best, which limits how hard this blade steel can be, even after quenching with no tempering cycle. And as you're about to see, something pretty weird happened in the smoke test. You know, they say that when you smoke a tomahawk pipe, like this one here, if you focus on who you are and who you want to be, your spirit animal will appear to guide you on the right road. Suppose we can test that out. I can't use that. My animal was a bubble. What's that supposed to mean? Thank you guys for being here. I've been doing bladesmithing and blacksmithing for a couple years now, just as a part-time hobby. I recently went full-time, so I'm trying to make this my full-time job. So every like, comment, subscribe, yada yada, share, every view I get really helps. So thank you guys for being here. I'm also on Instagram and TikTok if you like those. I should have my website up pretty soon, so look out for that. If it's up, it should be in the description. Should have the link there.
But let me know if you guys want to see anything cool, anything you haven't seen before. I really want to make this a cool channel for y'all to follow, so let me know what you want to see, and hope to see you in the next video. Bye.